Hey, Barbara.
Welcome to another edition of Living Out Loud with Barbara Venezia and my co-host Renee Horsch. We have another great show today.
Yeah, we got all kinds of good, groovy guests. It's going to be an action-packed hour.
Well, actress Michelle Lee is going to be here. Again, another friend of yours.
Yes.
And she's going to talk to us about a lot of things, but she's doing a one-woman show in Catalina.
At the Catalina Club. Yeah, actually, the Catalina Club is in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's how dumb I am.
Well,
I
know,
looked at it online and I'm like, Catalina Club, she's going to Catalina in May. That's so beautiful if you've ever been to Catalina in May.
You're like, Stan, fire up the yacht. Let's go out there, right?
Well, okay, so I have no idea, but she'll fill us in. And how do you know her?
Oh my God! Well, I know her from the exciting job that I do as a celebrity fashion stylist and working alongside Nolan Miller and Mark Sanito over all these years. And she's been a great client and a fun friend. She is like, I was thinking about it today on the way down here. It's like, okay, Knots Landing. We've had Joan Van Ark and Donna Mills, and then you've got Michelle Lee. And I'm like, that's kind of like Charlie's Angels, of Knots Landing. And I was thinking, okay, Donna Mills is actually, she's very like reserved and very kind of quiet and a little bit more on the serious side, very sweet. And then Joan Van Ark, she's a little more quirky and kind of silly.
She was a great guest.
She was really fun. But I have to say, Michelle Lee, out of all three, she is like the life of the party. This woman is like a firecracker.
I cannot wait to meet her online.
Yeah, she's all kinds of fun. So yeah, that's how I know her. It's like through my work connection basically. And when I asked her, she said, absolutely. And she's like, well, what are you going to ask me? I said, well, we're going to talk about, undergarments. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about, so we got all kinds of things. And then she's like, well, she's like,
talk about undergarments.
Well, isn't that what our theme is today? That we were like, a little bit loosely.
It kind of is. We're talking about underwear and lingerie and actually footwear for lingerie. We've got Bridget Silvestri, who is a good friend of mine, and she's the public relations director for Ellie Shoes. And Ellie Shoes, a lot of exotic dancers wear them, and they have a whole Halloween line. They have several different lines of shoes, but they do the lingerie show every year in Las Vegas. And last year, I actually went to their booth at the lingerie show in Vegas, and they're just super sexy shoes. So yes, I guess we are talking a little bit about lingerie. And if you're talking about lingerie, you need lingerie footwear. The shoes are great. Some of them are extremely high, though.
Oh, really?
Yes. Huge heels, huge platforms. They gave me one pair of shoes, and I just could not walk around without assistance.
Oh, no way, really?
So I had to hold on to the arm of anybody who was near me.
So is it true what they say? The higher the heels, the closer to God, or is it the higher the hair, the closer to God?
I think it's the higher the hair, but yeah. So we're going to talk to Bridget. She's all sorts of fun. And then we've got another friend of yours, Dr. Susan Trott. She'll be calling in, Beverly Hills plastic surgeon.
Yeah, and she's going to talk to us about her lipo garment that she has developed, and it's really exciting because it actually transforms. It's like the next generation of kind of like a Spanx, and it pulls you in, it pushes you up, and it's a undergarment that she developed that she actually uses for after she does liposurgery surgeries on various people, and afterwards you wear this garment. Well, she said that it was so successful that after the patients were coming back because they wanted to buy them actually and wear them just as an everyday garment because it helped keep them together and pull them in. So we're going to talk to her about that. We're going to talk to Mark Sanino too about
That's right.
Yeah.
And Mark is our first returning guest.
Oh my God. Hey. Oh my God. And really,
he's our first returning guest because he was on at the very beginning when we started last year.
And this is number 8. Are we on number 8 now?
I think we're number 9. Are we
number 9?
Number 9. Our
number
ninth
9.
show. So 9 months, so almost a year. And Mark was on because he was talking about Kleinfeld and the wedding dresses.
Right.
And you guys just came back from a big trunk show in New York.
We did. It was, oh my God, we froze our ass off. It was so crazy cold. It snowed. snowed. It was like below zero one day. It was a fun trip though. It was good. Yeah, it was very successful. It was great, and I think with that trunk show, I think we sold like 28 dresses. It was pretty. It was very
Wow.
successful. So yeah.
Well, it's funny because I have several girlfriends now whose daughters got engaged over the last couple of months.
Uh-huh.
And so they're going to start talking about weddings and planning for next year.
Right.
And so this is timely. I know they're probably listening in because they want to hear what the trends are in bridal gowns. And
Oh yeah. Well, we'll pick Mark's brain on that, and then our last guest we got to talk about is Lisa Robertson
yeah,
from QVC, the queen of QVC, and
she is so gorgeous.
Oh, she's super nice, super sweet. I posted a photo of her and Mark on my Facebook. You can go check out my Facebook page. But she was on QVC for 20 years. She was like the queen of QVC.
That's right.
And she just left December 12th. And so we're going to find out what she's up to and what she's got cooking. So
Mark Zanino is on QVC because Nolan Miller was on QVC.
Right.
And so is that how you know Lisa?
That's how we know Lisa. Yeah. So everything is through. Everything's like a Nolan Miller connection. It seems like, But yeah, so that's how I know her, and so yeah, it should be great. But hey, really quick, I don't want to forget this because I think this is a big thing for us to talk about. Didn't you? You were the one that told me that we were number 3 on the rating scale for the iPod.
On Podomatic. Now you can go to Podomatic.com and you can find our show.
Right.
And then you can download all of the episodes. So we are in a category they call lifestyle and fitness, even though we don't talk about fitness. But it was the only category we kind of
lifestyle, liposuction, right? Yeah.
Whatever. So anyway, I keep uploading us to that category week after week. And last week, we were number 3 in the category.
Oh my God, that's
fantastic. And
fantastic.
There's thousands and thousands of podcasts on Podomatic.com. So you can put the app onto your phone, you can put it onto your laptop or your pad, and you can just download us and listen
and
to
do your
some
thing.
fun conversation. Yeah, yeah. So and they actually have a website. We have a website page on Podomatic.
Oh, we do. I love it.
Let me look it up right now. It's called livingoutloud.podomatic.com.
Oh, nice.
So livingoutloudpodomatic.com, and then you see all of our stuff.
Yeah.
And there's photos of us and everything. So
all those good visuals,
good
right?
visuals, yeah. So did you watch the Royals?
Oh my God!
Because we have to talk about our Joan Collins.
Our Joan Collins connection. Because I'm going to London this coming Tuesday for Joan's investiture, and she's getting the title of Dame from Queen Elizabeth at Buckingham Palace. So I leave on Tuesday, and there's like night after night party. But yeah, I did see it, and she called me because she's in London.
Let's tell our audience the Royals is a new show on E! Channel.
Yes.
Which premiered last week.
Right, on Sunday.
And it's Elizabeth Hurley, and she plays the Queen of England, and Joan Collins is her mom. Yeah. And so it did not get good reviews.
No, and I think I fell asleep like 40 minutes into it. I was like fighting to like stay awake, and then Joan, called me. She's like, "What was it? What was the reaction from all your friends?" And I said, you know what, Joan? I said, they all said that they're waiting for you to jump in because they said it was so bad.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
I know.
I mean, first of all, you don't buy that Elizabeth Hurley is the Queen of England.
No,
please.
Not at all.
And it's so predictable, and the writing, it was horrible. I mean, it was just terrible. And so then I end the episode, and there's no Joan. I only watched it to see Joan.
Right. And that's what everybody else was. Another friend of mine was like, "Oh, well, they're like, Joan's the only reason why to be watching that show."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I will tape it again next week, and hopefully she'll be on.
Yeah, well, if a buddy of mine is like, he's head of programming over at the E! Network, so I'm going to talk, his name's Jeff Old. I'm going to talk to him and say, "Hey, buddy, fire up those Joan Collins clips and throw them in some of those episodes because that's what my friends are wanting."
Right. We're ready to
and I have
shut
to say,
it down.
and I have to say, from a styling point of view, like whoever did the styling for Elizabeth Hurley, no queen's gonna look like that. She looks like she's running around in like BCBG dresses. Her hair, I mean, she's not really sophisticated looking.
No,
I mean,
right.
she looks good. And she's an attractive woman, but like you think of like
Queenie.
It's not Queenie. It's not like, I mean, you think of like Princess Caroline, Princess Stephanie.
Right.
There's a regalness to them, and they look very polished and they're very elegant and sophisticated.
And speaking of elegance and sophistication,
Yes.
we have Mark Zanino on the phone.
Hey, hey.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, we're good. We're just sitting here trashing the Royals.
Oh, there you go. Oh, it just needs some fine tuning. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, Renee was just saying how terrible the styling was.
Yeah, it needs to be a little more polished.
Right. Like, okay, the Queen of England has a lot of money. You would think she could find a better stylist.
Sure, you have all the best designers at your fingertips, so there's no excuse.
Exactly. So, of course, Mark, you are the Beverly Hills designer to the stars. And I was telling Renee before we started the show that I have a couple of girlfriends whose daughters got engaged over the last few months. So I've been hearing a lot of wedding talk. And I know you guys just came back from the Kleinfeld Bridal Show in New York.
Yeah, which is, all that's going on. Who knew that the wedding gowns would just take off? They've, internationally become crazy for us. But it's a lot of fun, and it's all, basically in keeping what we've always done in evening wear.
So what is the trends for the new wedding season in gowns?
I mean, what's really continuing to happen in bridal is it's all becoming more of an evening look. It's becoming less traditional, and it's just a little sexier. It's okay for brides to be sexier. It's more of a big party than it is, what it used to be. The only thing that continues to kind of push tradition are the parents.
Okay.
Pushing the daughters. But the girls really just want to, they want to be beautiful. It's their time to shine. The fiancés want them to be sexy. So, it's just changed a little bit.
So gone are the days of the big kind of Cinderella princess dress.
Yeah, I mean, we still have those. We still always, I think, are definitely going to do that, but it's just not so traditional. It's not heavy. It's not all the satins and the heavy laces. It's a much lighter, airier, romantic look, which then leads itself to be a little more sexy.
Now, one of the things we are talking about today is underwear. And when
keep it clean.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And so we're talking when you invest in a dress like this, because it really is an investment.
Yeah.
Do you build bras and things into it to slim your brides down?
With what we do, everything's built into the dress. And really, with all the red carpet, all the celebrity stuff we do, nobody really has the body you end up seeing. They may have a good body, but no one's ever totally happy with their body. So we're always pulling in their waist more, elongating their torso, slimming the thighs, and that's all done with the structure of the dress and the internal structure of the dress.
Well, how do you slim thighs in a dress?
We put, basically, it's almost like a built-in Spanx. We put a stretch lining that fits skin tight, so the outer dress just skims over it, and it goes all from corseting is a huge thing that we do, and so we can take 2 to 3 inches off of anybody's waist that way. In fact, I don't know if you heard, as of this last week, somebody heard of my corseting and came in and ordered a bunch of clothes, and it's Beyonce.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that was really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say corseting, are they like the old-fashioned corsets where you're strapping them?
Pretty much they are. It's just it's a modern take on that. And this I learned back in the day when I started with Nolan, when we had Sophia Loren, Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, all of those women were corseted, and they were sometimes double corseted.
Really?
Sophia Loren always had what was called the old Merry Widow that laced up and pulled in. She wore that, and then we corseted over that. So we really could take at least a good 3 inches off of anyone's waist. Elizabeth Taylor, you could pull in, practically until it was just wrapped around her spine. She, her organs were used to being shifted around because her waist you could just pull and pull and pull.
Wow. So can they sit down? I would think
that's what we make sure. The first thing we do is we with what we do, we custom fit the corsets, and even in our custom wedding dresses, evening gowns, whatever, we custom fit the corsets, and we have them sit and stand, and we make sure that their body is exactly the shape they want it to be, and then the dress is built on top of that.
Okay, so when you wear a corset and you're kind of scooched into that, right? Mm-hmm. Then there's that back fat that just kind of floats over.
That's why that's where and
it's all strategically placed.
Push it up, or you're going to push it down. But you just then you just release the top of the corset. But some people too just need a waist cincher, so we'll just do a waist cincher. Someone like Angelina Jolie, she's got a great body, but she's kind of straight up and down.
Right.
So we do a little grosgrain waist belt that's boned, that's about 2.5, 3 inches wide, and she puts that on around her waist really tight, just to nip in her waist. She'll even wear that just under a sweater, under her jeans, like with anything, just to give her a little more shape. So, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors that go into what we do.
I should say so. Well, that makes me feel better because here I am thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to spend 5 hours in the gym a day in order to look.
No one's ever totally happy. I mean, we come in, girls that are flat-chested come in and they want huge boobs, and we have girls with big boobs that want to minimize. And, I mean, nobody is ever happy.
Yeah.
With what they
It's
have.
true. They all want to like reform or reshape their body. So
So when you're looking for that perfect dress, that perfect wedding dress, can you give the audience some tips as to do's and don'ts when you're going looking for a wedding dress?
For one thing, pick the gown that suits your personality or the personality you want to have on that day. Don't listen to every friend and your family, and you really need to focus on what you want because ultimately that's what's going to make you happy. And then try on every type of style, even things that you don't think would necessarily look good on you, because you'll be surprised because it's really the first time any girl is going to start trying on all these evening gowns. I mean, when else are you going to do it? And then fit is everything. So you need to make sure you have a good alteration person, and you have to realize too with a lot of the bridal stores, they want to alter the dress, but they want to do it in the quickest route possible, which is not always the best. So kind of brush up on the fit and be insistent. Speak up in the fittings and tell them just how much you want the waist cinched in and that little curve under your butt and everything that you really want. You got to speak up because the fitter is not going to know that. Because you really could buy a fairly inexpensive dress, and with the right fitting, it can look like $1 million.
it's true.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Now, where can women and moms buy your bridal dresses and see your collection?
Well, I'm at Kleinfeld in New York and in Canada, and then in Beverly Hills here I've got my salon, and I'm actually just working with another company that we are going to go international with an evening wear collection that will start in about 2 months.
Wow.
Isn't that exciting?
So tell us a little bit about the evening wear collection.
Basically, again, it's just going to be easy wearing, gowns, garments that shape your body and just more lifestyle. The other thing that's happening, especially with mothers of the bride, they're not, they're hot women now. They're not
matronly
mothers.
Yeah.
And their daughters want them to look sexy. The husbands want them to look sexy. They want to look sexy. So it's a different mindset now. And it really hasn't been addressed in the marketplace. There's, and maybe they need like, a little arm coverage or something,
Right.
but they don't want to look, matronly. So it's just a different mindset, and we're going to hopefully fill a niche that's very needed and with something that's very different.
So what famous brides have you dressed since we talked to you last?
Oh, God.
Oh, you did some sketches for Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I sent some sketches there.
Yeah, she's marrying that hot actor on
I've also
Chicago
done some
Fire.
sketches for Jennifer Aniston, so we'll see. I mean, you never know. So, I'm against every major designer that's also bombarding them, but at least they've asked from sketches from
Right.
me.
Well, Dolce & Gabbana seems to be out of the picture, so
Okay, exactly. So,
Yeah, they kicked themselves to the curb.
right.
yeah, exactly.
Well, Mark, it's always a pleasure to talk to you and hear what exciting things are going on in your life and in your business.
Come visit.
I
Anybody,
will.
Stop on by and check us out.
Okay, will do.
Thanks,
Thanks
Mark.
for calling in.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And now on the phone, we have Michelle Lee.
Hi there. Is it Barbara?
Yes, it's Barbara and Renee.
Hey, Renee.
Hey, baby.
Baby, honey, baby.
How are you, darling?
I'm so good.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much for calling in today.
Are you kidding?
Oh, my God. It was so
For
funny.
you guys, anything.
Well, I was telling Barbara, I said, the three ladies on Knots Landing, I said, we've had Donna Mills and Joan Van Ark and now you. And I said, they're like, kind of like the Charlie's Angels of Knots Landing. and I said, Donna Mills, she's more reserved and a little more quiet, and she's very sweet. And I said, Joan Van Ark, she's quirky and kind of silly. I said, but let me tell you, Michelle Lee, she's like a firecracker. I said, this woman's the life of the party.
Thank you, dear. I love being the life of the party.
Yeah.
I'm the one who said the older I get, the more out of the radar I am.
Well, I think that, as we get older, I know I'm finding this, I feel freer. I feel
that's
freer
what
to
I
give
meant.
freer to give
Absolutely.
opinions, freer to wear what I want.
Yeah,
Not be
wear-
concerned if I walk into the supermarket with no makeup on.
Absolutely, and tell it like it is.
Exactly. Where when I think I was younger, I was watched my P's and Q's a little more. I was
Yeah, no, now I don't give a
Yep. It's the I don't care. Now I don't want to get I don't care hair.
Yeah.
Because you see those women, the I don't care hair women,
Right.
and they cut their hair really short, and it's gray or silver is what they
Right.
say
Yeah.
now, and they wear no makeup, and it's like
You know what?
they've just
I'm
given up.
Fine with that, as long as it's not me.
Right.
I am. I love. You know why? Because it says that's who I am.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Get
right.
it? If you don't get it, so long. And you do. It's so true. It's like the only thing I will say is, and because we're talking to Renee, and of course how I love Renee and Mark and everything, the one thing I do care about is, okay, I'm going to walk a red carpet. I better be real careful with this one. And it's true, because I love women who say, this is who I am. I've got gray hair, and my waist is a little bit larger than it used to be.
Well, I was just reading an article, and they're calling it silver hair now. And the Eileen Ford modeling agency has a whole silver division now.
Oh, no, I know they do.
Yeah.
And some of those silver-haired women are just amazing. But not everybody's going to look like a supermodel.
Of course
I mean, you could
not.
shave their head, Michelle, and they'd still look good.
Right.
But
I can look any way I want to look when I put on, and I don't know if we can really talk about this, but when I put the undergarments on.
Yes, and we are talking underwear today.
What?
We are talking about underwear today. We were just talking to Mark.
Oh, hello.
And he was telling us about the types of undergarments they put in the gowns,
Oh, forget it.
to keep
forget
everybody.
it. I mean, if you want to, you know how we look online and we see all these supermodels and then
Right.
we see how they really look, and it's nothing like whatever they've, done to them
Right.
in post. Well, all I know is when I get into a gown, and this is true, when I get into a gown that's made by them and it has this undergarment sewn inside, I can't even describe it, but all I know is I think Elizabeth Taylor and Joan Collins are in there somewhere.
I'm sure they are.
And I'm not kidding, because if you want it's like, so certain things happen as you get more mature. And when I say I'm more mature but sexier than ever.
Oh my God, you should see. Her game's on. No, seriously.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
all I've seen is, online, and your pictures online are beautiful. And since we are talking underwear, did you ever walk around in underwear on Knots Landing in an episode?
Let me think. No, that would be Donna Mills. But when I tell you I walked around pretty good, honey, and whatever would show everything on my body, but it was covered. Of course I did that. But when I'm serious, the undergarment, if that's what you're talking about, that they do in the gowns that I wear when I am doing a red carpet is astounding, because it cinches you. And it makes your waist look like you think you want to look. And once you zip that thing up, can I say boobies?
You can.
I call it the snack pack. It just snack packs you all in, right?
Is in the window.
Yeah, cookies are in the window. Exactly.
It's like, I will tell you something. I've had before and after pictures, but they're not online. They're in their store while we're looking in my mirror. No, I am serious. It's really very, very special.
Now, what will you be wearing for your one-woman show coming up in May?
Oh, I'm so excited. My
Yeah.
woman show is on in Los Angeles, in Hollywood.
Mhm.
It's on May 17th. And oh God, of course I'm going to be wearing one of Mark's things. Of
Yeah,
course
we're
I am.
gonna flip and dip you.
Yeah, and if people want to come to Catalina, it's not Catalina Island. It's called.
Okay, and I was dumb enough to think you were going on Catalina Island, but Renee corrected me.
It's on Sunset Boulevard, and it's the place where you see so many special people. But you know what? I have worn their undergarments / gowns to the White House. And
Oh,
I've
that's
given them,
right.
I just gave them, I sent them, right, Renee?
Oh,
A
you
picture of
did?
me with President Obama in the most gorgeous gown you could ever believe, with my waist cinched so I would be able to stand next to Michelle with two L's. I'm serious. It's so gorgeous, forget it. But anyway, anyone who wants to come see me in my beautiful body at Catalina, please do. It's,
And so, can
it's
they go
on
online
Sunday.
and get tickets, Michelle?
Yes, you can. It's Catalina Jazz Club. And you can have dinner there. You can have drinks there. You can have me there, kind of.
So, tell us a little bit about your show. What can people expect?
Well, even though people saw me on Knots Landing, I had a career as a performer and singer
On stage.
That's
On
right.
stage.
Yeah.
and on Broadway. And so I bring a lot of stuff. In fact, the last show, which was this show, exactly what they would see here in New York, Sandra Bernhard was in my audience along with Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli, who used to stand on the in the wings watching me and how to succeed in business without really trying.
Oh, yeah.
Some years ago, and I then, oh God, it sounds like I'm just patting myself on the back, but I did all this. And I did do the movie. So what I do in my show is go through a couple of these incidents that I have in my life, along with whispers that we don't really let out all the time.
Ooh, so we hear
stuff.
secrets.
Yeah, secrets. It's called I Could Write a Book, and I just tell them secrets about the White House and people I've been able to meet because I have been able to get into places that I normally don't.
Ooh, want to share one of
and I
your
will tell you-
secrets? Will you tease our audience with one of your secrets?
I talk about Obama. I talk about Clinton.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes, I do. I talk about legends of this. Well, I'm not going to tell you what I say about Joan, but I do talk about Knots Landing. I do have a whole segment about
Oh, yeah, you have
Knots
to.
Landing. I do. And my friends in Knots Landing, when I tell you when I just did it in New York, I got a standing ovation. Of course, they were looking to see if everybody from Knots Landing was there.
Now, how long has it
You
been
know,
since
have
Knots
my
Landing's
guys from-
been off the air?
Pardon me?
How long has it been? Is it
94. It was over in 94, and I will tell you, hopefully all my friends from Knots Landing, and I think they will be there along with Sandra Bernhard and some of my other friends at Catalina. So
I had Sandra Moss in this afternoon.
you're
Yeah,
kidding.
and she's like, we were talking about. Mark and I were talking to her about your show, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go." She's like, "I'm gonna bring all the girls, and I'll get a table." And so she's,
I'm so excited.
yeah. So
I'm so excited.
yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people you all know. But anyone else who wants to have some fun, because that's the beginning of my career, all of that. And this time I'll be cinched in even tighter and sexier.
Well, we'll cinch.
Girls will be in the window.
The girls will be in the window, waist will be cinched, and the hair will be big. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
my kind of girl?
Get your behind over, too. We'll have some fun. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, it
Because
sounds like
as
a
you
plan.
can hear, I like to have fun.
I have to say, aside from all your amazing talents, I also have to say she is the hostess with the mostest, and she throws the best summer parties, and she mixes up a mean margarita. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Michelle, thank you so much for calling in. It was a delight to chat with you for a little bit, and best of luck on your show. And I hope you'll call in again when we're on the air.
I thank you so much.
And so, give us the website one more time where people can buy tickets.
It's Catalina Jazz Club, and it's on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you have a great day.
May 17th,
May 17th.
7:30.
All right.
Okey-doke.
All right, darling.
Michelle.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
You know, a little bit of trivia about Michelle and Knots Landing. She appeared in all 344 episodes.
She's the only person I think to hold that record
Yes.
of all time of any.
Yeah.
I think it's a Guinness Book of World Records.
I think so.
Yeah.
I saw that online and I was like, wow.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
That's amazing. And so she holds the American record for consecutive appearances in a television show.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's delightful.
Isn't she all
right.
kinds of fun?
We could
Yeah.
talk to her all.
We could do a whole show with her. Yeah,
But
yeah.
we have our next guest is actually on the line since we keep going back to
Undergarments. Yeah.
We've got Suzanne on the line, and she's going to talk to us about Lipo Queen.
Hi.
Hey, Suzanne, it's Renee and Barbara. How are you?
Good. I wasn't sure when I was supposed to start talking.
Oh, hey, you just start talking and we'll
Just jump right
yeah.
in.
absolutely.
Okay. Hi, Renee.
Hey, how are you, baby?
Me good.
Good. So I was telling Barbara all about your lipo garment, and I said, that you came up with this after, doing what you do as an amazing plastic surgeon and putting these garments on your patients, but they liked this garment so much after their surgery that they came back to you wanting to purchase one of these. Is that kind of what happened?
Yes. Actually, I created it because I needed something for my patients to be able to wear under their regular clothes and tighter clothes because, here in LA, a lot of people wear tight clothes. And the ones that are available for post-op compression are kind of like industrial grade,
Yes.
heavy and thick. So I designed this one so that it could be worn under clothes, almost invisibly most of the time. And a lot of them just liked the way it made them look so much that they kept wearing it after the time that they were supposed to wear it. And then, they'd buy one for a family member. And, and they all said, this is so much better than anything else out there. This really works. Like saying it was better than any other shapewear they'd ever worn. And I'm not going to name names, but
I can say Spanx, right?
I mean, honestly, I never wore Spanx. I bought Spanx once when I was like 34 or something, and I put it on, and I didn't see a difference, and I was like, okay, well, and I'm not a big person. I didn't really need to wear it, but now I wear this thing because I'm older, and like my skin's not my favorite thing anymore.
Well, I tell you what, I bought a pair of Spanx, and I have put them on several times and have never been able to walk out the house with them.
Really?
Because it's so uncomfortable.
I heard they're really
that
hot.
It's warm. And I feel like I'm going to suffocate, and I'm claustrophobic, and I can wear them for maybe a minute, and then I walk back in the bedroom and take them off. And I just recently threw them away because I'm like, I'm never going to use these again.
Yeah.
I never did, actually. So is your garment more comfortable?
Yes, it is. I mean, I hear this from every patient, and I hear this from everybody. It's more comfortable. It's made of like a power net breathable fabric. Spanx fabric is not breathable. And
No, it's very hot.
Spanx is heavier. This is breathable, and honestly, once it's on, it can be a little challenging to get on the first time. But when you get it on, it really feels like a second skin. And you kind of forget that you're wearing it. And it's made, it has these like special extra, what I call surgical panels, where I want extra compression for where the patients have had liposuction, or, also where you would want to have it, so it really sculpts your body too.
So explain to our listeners what the garment looks like. It starts at the thighs. It's thigh length.
It starts just under the breast, like at the bra line.
Okay, so you wear your bra with it.
You wear your bra with it. It kind of gives your boobs a little lift. We did just change it so that there are straps that go over your shoulders initially, because it also went up the side. It goes up the sides of the chest wall and up the back a little bit to get like the bra fat.
Okay.
But you can now the straps are removable, so if you want to wear strapless, you can just take them off and kind of tuck it in the bra.
Okay.
And then it goes down to almost mid-thigh, covering, the muffin top, abdomen, pooch, inner outer thighs, and there is an open crotch. And I went through like 4 prototypes of this on my own. Like I wore them as we were designing them to make sure it was comfortable and everything. And the crotch is big enough and useful enough. I don't know if you saw that whole thing about Kim Kardashian peeing all over her Spanx.
Oh no, I did not see that.
missed
Oh
that.
my god.
It was,
Oh my god.
Okay,
back up, rewind. I want to hear about that.
The branding agent actually, my branding agent sent me this link to it. I mean, she said in an interview with Carla Delevingne, or the model, Carla was saying how much she loved the Spanx with the open crotch, and Kim Kardashian said, Oh, it's horrible. It's a disaster. I pee all over my Spanx all the time.
Oh.
And maybe she's...
Well, she's known for oversharing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like, then...
Simple girl with a simple dream.
So the branding agent, just sent me the email with the link, like, it wouldn't have happened if she'd been wearing the Vixen, which is what we call this model.
And so you have the one model of Vixen, and people can buy it on lipo/queen.com, correct?
We actually, now it also goes to lipoqueen.com.
Lipoqueen.com.
That domain became available. But yeah, and there is if they go to lipoqueen.com on the side, it's a blog website kind of thing, and on the side it says purchase now or buy now. But I did just get another very big business partner investor, so we actually are going to be doing a whole bunch of other styles now.
Oh, great!
Yeah, we're really
great.
excited, like different styles and colors, and because this one, it's very functional and it's cute. It's not like a fancy thing.
And how much is the garment?
This one right now is $180, which is a high price point. We know for something like this, the comparable Spanx is like $90-something. However, this lasts much, much, much longer. I mean, this could last forever. Well, not forever, but I mean, you can throw it in the washing machine or the dryer. Honestly, it's very strong, durable material. It does so much more. And the good news is that now that we have this new partner, right now it's being made in the U.S. So if you're buying it, you are supporting U.S.
Great.
But the new ones, we will be, unfortunately having to outsource to China to get a bigger quantity.
Well, Suzanne, thank you for calling in and sharing a little bit about Lipo Queen with us. And you'll have to come back and be on our show when you get the new models in.
Yes, thank you so much. If you want, I'd love to send you one if you want to try it.
I would love to. I'm fascinated by this. Okay, I'll let Renee know.
Okay, thank you.
Hey,
Okay,
thanks so much,
thanks,
Suzanne. This is all kinds of fun.
Thanks, Renee.
All right, we'll be in touch, baby.
Okay,
bye.
bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Oh, she's adorable.
Isn't she great?
And if you
Yeah.
go to her website, Dr. Suzanne Trott, she is so beautiful.
Yeah, she's great. She's got a great little figure, and
Yeah.
she really knows what she's talking about. And she wears this garment every day herself, so it's really great.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my size, and I'm trying it, and then I'll let our audience know if it really is that comfortable. Well, talking about beautiful women, on the phone now with us is Lisa Robertson from she was the queen of beauty and fashion on QVC.
Yes, for 20 years. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Hi, Renee. I'm great. How are you?
Very well. Thank you so much for calling in today. This is really exciting to have you.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, I'm a fan, and I just think you are amazingly beautiful. And so,
Oh, I love you. Can I adopt you or is it legal age? We can draw the papers up right now.
and we're talking glamour and beauty. So, do you have any? Just give our audience some tips, daily routines that keep you glamorous and beautiful and make you feel great.
Well, I have to say, getting more sleep has been pretty helpful. But,
Oh, that's right. You were sleep deprived for 20 years, right?
exactly. I can actually sleep in now, which is amazing. But, one of the things that I've definitely learned over the years and learned a lot from Mark Zanino and wearing his gowns, which are the most, in my opinion, beautiful, glamorous gowns in the world,
They are.
are really the importance of the right undergarments. And it's one of those things where I see so many women walking around with something that could have been amazing, but they're not wearing the right foundations, and it really just distracts from anything that they're trying to do. It's very, very important to find the right foundations from your neck down.
Yeah, it really is. It's true, and I mean, Lisa, can attest to this, that she's worn our corset gowns for forever, and I tell everybody I call it the snack pack because it pushes you in, or it sucks you in, and it pushes you up and down, and it does all these great things, and really transforms your waist to
Well, it does, and what happens is when you're young, your waist is naturally small,
Yes.
and it's the proportion of your shoulders to your waist that is one of the things that gives away your age. So if you have a really good long line bra that truly does hold your waist in and lifts your bust where it should be, so that it's not, so that you have, again, more waist showing, then it really, not only does it make you look thinner, and that's a plus, but it really does make you look younger.
Yeah. That's what I always say. Perky little tatas make you look younger.
Yeah, as long as you don't get carried away. If they look like they're on a plate, you've gone too far.
Right.
You know, you got to have a line there somewhere.
So, Lisa, it's been, let's see, December, you left QVC. What have you been up
Yeah.
to?
You know, I really, well, the holidays were so busy because it was the first time in 20 years that I've been able to enjoy the holidays with my family.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, for more than 12 hours. So that was so busy that I didn't really have time to breathe until January. And I've just been taking a minute to breathe and figuring out what I want to do next and enjoying sleeping in the morning and eating everything that doesn't get up and run away.
Yeah.
Having a social life. So it's been great.
Well, on your Facebook page, you always have such great pictures of food. So, is cooking part of your relaxation?
You know, it is, and it's so funny because I've never really been comfortable in the kitchen. My mother was an amazing cook. I don't know what happened to me. And I've never really had time to experiment, and now I do, and I love it. It's so much fun. I'm doing a great roasted cauliflower with za'atar seasoning tonight, and it's awesome.
Oh my God, let's go to your house. Let's you can fire up the jet, Barbara. Let's go and eat at Lisa's house.
Well, I am not a good cook, even though I was on a cooking show for a while.
Oh, no.
But somehow it just never took. So I'm always fascinated when people enjoy cooking, because if I had a choice between, you know, having a cook or a maid, I would take the cook. I would actually clean my own house rather than not cook.
Wow. I don't know. That's an amazing statement, Barbara, and I have to say, I'm going to ask that on my Facebook page tomorrow.
Now, I'm not sure how clean my house would be, Lisa. But
Oh, my God.
do you think you'll be back on TV? Is that something you're considering as you take this time to reevaluate?
You know, I think I would love to be back on camera in some capacity. I love it. I mean, and I love it because it's such a great form of communication, and it's so much fun for me, and people have been so good to me over my career that I think anyone who people have been as nice to as they've been to me would be crazy to not want to do it again. But I also really love doing fashion, you know, designing a line and handbags and accessories and jewelry and Christmas decor and all that kind of thing. So, you know, there's a lot of things I love doing. The question is, where should I go from here? So I guess we'll figure that out.
Now, the Geely line, is
Mm-hmm.
is that yours?
That's a line that QVC, a few years ago, QVC came to me and said, we'd like you to design a few pieces based on clothes that you wear.
Okay.
And I said, that's fine. And they said they wanted it to be a name that wasn't my name. They thought that'd be confusing because they do own the line.
Okay.
As much as they were asking me to design a few pieces. So I said, why don't we call it Geely? And that stands for Got It, Love It, because it was based originally on pieces that I owned.
Right.
And over the 3 years, it was very successful, and it grew into fashion and handbags and shoes and jewelry and Christmas decor. And it was really a lot of fun to do, and I loved every minute of it. But it was always completely and wholly owned by QVC.
So
I
since
designed it, but it's their line.
Since you've had a taste of design and obviously successful at it, that you should continue. I think that I think that people would buy what you design because you design things that you actually like and wear.
Yeah. Well, you know, and the thing that I think is interesting is, you know, when you ask people what a designer is, different people are going to have different interpretations. So someone like Renee, who works with a true designer, Mark Zanino.
Right.
Uh-huh.
He's a true designer.
Yeah.
He has a unique vision. He does a sketch. He knows the construction of a garment. He could probably make it himself. He knows, he has all the education, all the technical background, all the know-how. I'm a woman who knows what I want. And so I have, when I'm designing a line, I'm someone who is giving more of, I'm a woman who knows what I want point of view. And I want this line, I want that look, I want that feature, I want this, I want that, I want this longer, I want this shorter, I want these colors, I want this. And so I'm involved in the whole process, but I'm working with designers. And I think that's where there's definitely a difference, because I don't want anyone to think that I think I'm off for dead or unchecked, because I know I'm not.
Well, but I think that most, that most ready to wear is created in just that fashion. It's
Yeah.
somebody's vision, and take a sleeve from here and a collar from here. And so, I think there's
Absolutely.
different technical, I guess, definitions
Yeah.
of designers. But I think designers in general have a vision, and you have a certain style vision that people respond to in a big way.
Yeah.
I have been so thrilled with the response. It has been so much fun, and I love it when people say, "Oh, I just got this, and I tried it on," and my husband said, "I look great," and they'll post pictures on my Facebook page where they're carrying the bag or wearing the fashion. They look amazing. And one of the things that I've definitely learned over the years from my early days in pageants, to obviously, being on camera where you really do see what looks good on you and what does not.
Right.
Yeah.
That there are certain principles in dressing that are very flattering to a woman, and I'm always very conscious of those in my fashion, and I think that's one of the reasons that they've been well received.
Well, we'll be keeping our eye on you through Facebook, and it's been so lovely talking to you. Thank you for calling in today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Renee, thank you. Thank you so much. Tell Mark I said hello.
I will, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, baby.
Bye,
Thanks.
Lisa.
Bye-bye.
Isn't she great?
She's amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is a good lineup today.
I know.
Huh?
This is great.
We're moving and grooving. Yeah.
It's like all these power women and Mark.
And Mark. Yeah. Mark makes all those power women look good. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we've talked about, from undergarments to now let's go to your feet and talk to Bridget Silvestri from Ellie Shoes. Yeah. Are you there?
There.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, Sauce. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for calling in, and you're on with my co-host Renee Horsch.
Hey, how are you?
Renee. Oh,
I've heard.
It's my pleasure to be on with you guys today. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh my God! Well, I've heard all kinds of great things about you, and I can appreciate high-heeled shoes, even though I don't wear them. But I work in fashion, and I'm always like putting the models in my celebrity clients in like the highest heels I can find, and they're usually cursing me because I'm like, oh no, here, put these on. They're like, you put these on. I'm like, oh, I can't wear those, but they make your legs look great. So I'm like, shut up, be quiet. You look good, right?
As Barbara can attest, we do have some very large sizes, so we could get you in a pair, Renee.
Oh, I'm sure you
That's
can. But...
right. Hey, drag queens used by Ellie Shoes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, nice segue to the charity event of how Ellie Shoes and Barbara met with the Dorothy Guild.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And what a fabulous collaboration that was. We were, again, just so pleased to be able to help out with that, and it just worked out so great.
Yeah, for our listeners, I started a guild called the Friends of Dorothy, which
Right.
benefited AIDS Services
I've been to
Foundation,
those,
Orange
yeah.
County. You've been there. And we were doing this fashion show. And we also needed to give our donors some sort of award. And usually you'd give them a plastic plexiglass,
Yeah.
thank you. And so anyway, I just happened on Ellie Shoes, which was in Orange.
Yeah.
And so I walked into the showroom, and originally I just wanted them to participate in the fashion show with the shoes.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw this red glitter platform shoe, and of course it had a Dorothy, Wizard of Oz kind of theme to it. So we took the platform, put a thank you plaque on, and we gave those to our donors of $1,000 or more. And Ellie Shoes would donate those. And first we did them, remember, it was the Red Shoe Award.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then it was silver shoes, green shoes, and everything had a different value to it. At the end of 7 years, when we left the guild, Ellie Shoes had helped us raise over $700,000 for ASF.
Wow. Woo.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
so,
amazing.
and I became friends with those gals. And the last time I saw Bridget was at the lingerie show in Las Vegas last year.
Yes, that's right, because you were doing a little piece on lingerie and the lingerie show, and you had not been, and we've been showing there twice a year for decades.
So when is the next show in Vegas?
It's coming up soon, at the end of this month.
Oh, ooh.
It shows there's always one in spring and always one in fall.
So tell our audience a little bit about the Ellie Shoes collections, because you have several collections.
We do. We started out in the sexy shoe business, And from there, many of our sexy shoes, we started to notice back in the early 2000s, there was this big boom for sexy Halloween costumes. And we got the idea of why not start pairing some of our shoes with those costumes and talking to those companies and, having some collaborations and making up some catalogs. And then we started to go to conventions. So we went from having sexy shoes to then having a Halloween shoe catalog. And then later on, we started having more and more contemporary shoes, so sexy yet very contemporary, that you would see in any department store or on any Fashion Week runway from Paris to New York to L.A. You see a lot of the shoes that you would see in our catalog on the runways. And then we thought, hey, there's this really great niche, this vintage niche.
Yes, and I love this
that
collection.
Started coming out, people started noticing it more and more several years ago. And as soon as we were able to, we bought the Betty Page license. So we do have a Betty Page by Ellie Shoes catalog, which is all like vintage reproduction shoes. Very fun, lots of kitten heels and
it's very cute.
Wow, that sounds great.
There's all kinds of we have something for everybody, really.
And so, but what was really funny is that when I went to the, when I think of Ellie shoes, I think of the lingerie shoes and the sexy shoes. Yeah. And so when I went to the lingerie show,
right.
I had no idea what they would have. So Bridget walks around with me, just to like introduce me and show me around. And they had all this fetish stuff. And there were booths that Bridget and I went to that we had no idea what they did with this stuff. It was...
That's one of the things that I was telling Barbara about that I love about that show is that it never fails to entertain me. And we've been going for years, and the new stuff that people come up with. It's fantastic because there's something for everyone. Some people are a little bit more bread and butter, and some people really like to spice up their lives. And if it's all in good fun, hey, why not?
Right.
And they have something from each of those spectrums in the show.
Now, your sexy collection, the platforms and the heels go up to 8 inches?
Yes. Our shoes go from, we do have some flats now, which we didn't actually have before. But our clear shoes, we called those basics. We actually split the catalog a couple of years ago, Barbara, because it got a little too big.
I can imagine.
We took our sexy, the ones that we consider sexy, because that's how we started out the company. The clear lucite shoes that have the platform in front or just the basic red, black, and white, and they go from anywhere from 2 inches all the way up to 8 inches.
And don't some of them flash lights and have crazy stuff in them?
Yeah, some of them have glitter, some of them have confetti, some of them have, when you take a step, it lights up. Some of them are black light sensitive because of a lot of, the raves have been very, very popular in the last probably 7 to 8 years. So you want to have something that will go with those shows where it's really going to be a pop. Sometimes shoes can get lost in a dark room if it's just black light, but not when you put some of our shoes on that are black light sensitive. People go see your feet.
So obviously people can see the collection online at ellieshoes.com.
Yeah.
And what are the price points?
The price points are really, really affordable. We manufacture in China, so we have the ability to be able to sell shoes that are comparable in look to a lot of the things you see on the runway and see in stores for hundreds of dollars that are less than $100. So we have anywhere from, $40 to maybe at the very highest, $150, and that would be something that was loaded with crystals and rhinestones.
That's a good price point. Wow.
Oh, yeah. And
now,
so where can people buy the different collections?
Well, what I would have them do, because we're a wholesaler,
right?
We sell to retailers, so we don't have a store of our own. But just to get a peek, I would have you go on to www.ellie, and that's ELLIE, shoes, plural, .com. And keep in mind, it's a manufacturer's. It's intended for end consumers. But what you can do is you can see the different collections on the left-hand side. It'll say Ellie, it'll say Betty Page by Ellie, and then it might say 1031, and that's the Halloween collection. And you can hit any of those, and you can just start looking around. And if you see something you like, what I always recommend, I mean, we have a Facebook page, which is for end consumers when they have questions, they want to see our new styles. But I always tell people, if you see something you really like on our wholesale site, Google it. And Google it exactly how you see it. So usually the way you would do it with us is there's a number, and then there's a name. And the number coincides with the heel height.
Okay.
Let's say you said, oh my gosh, I looked in the book and I saw this cutest shoe booty. And it says it's 518 Twilight. What does that mean, Bridget? And I'd say, oh, well, that means it's a 5-inch heel. Because if it starts with a 5, that means the heel height is a 5.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I know that I've seen your shoes during Halloween time at the Spirit Halloween store. So you do sell to some of the big Halloween retailers.
We sell to many of the huge Halloween stores. But what's also very interesting is a lot of our Halloween shoes are also contemporary and can be worn at other times. They don't
absolutely.
Just Halloween specific. I mean, there's a couple that I thought even looked pretty specific. Like we have a witchy shoe, for instance, that is, I mean, it looks like a little witchy shoe. It has that very interesting, like a square heel that has some grooves in it and a very pointy toe with a big lace. And yet we had so many retailers, on the East Coast or that are very into the Gothic scene that bought those shoes. And it was not for Halloween. It was for year-round, a Gothic look.
Well, the boots the patent leather boots with the platform, I have them in red, black, and in white. And I know they were a Halloween boot, and I wear them all the time out. And I get compliments. People go, oh, where'd you get them? If I wear the white ones, people go, oh, that's so sexy and so 60s. Yeah. And the black ones, they'll go, oh, well, it's a little dominatrix looking.
Right. And we do have some like that. In fact, we have one pair that has a whip. It's a detachable whip on the side. It has a little...
Everybody needs a good whip. It's detachable, right?
Hey, I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
Now, are they synthetic soles? Or are they plastic? Are they leather? What's on the bottom of the shoe? Is it like a...
Well, the bottoms usually have some of them have more of a plastic. Some of them do have a rubber bottom. We have a lot of different textiles that are all mixed up, so they're all very different. So some... But the one thing that I can say is we are pretty much, if I'm not, I don't want to say 100% because there might be still a few stragglers that we haven't discontinued yet or aren't completely gone, but we're about 98% no animal. So it would be synthetic or polyester is what we call the shoe. It's a synthetic shoe. So we used to help provide shoes for some of the PETA sponsor, the print ads because, they needed to make sure that those shoes were vegan and not from an animal. And we have quite a few selections since I would say at least 95%.
Well, if you go on their website, Ellie,
very cool,
ellieshoes.com, they also do some children's. They have a children's line, and there's some men's shoes.
All right.
There's men's shoes and there's children's shoes that are geared towards little girls and little boys and unisex. And and for lingerie, so many of the little foo-foo shoes, the little slip-ins with the marabou across the toe.
It's all about foo-foo.
Oh yeah, no, the shoes are extremely sexy. Yeah. I love them. I mean, there are times when I put on my
around with those
Ellie shoes and I can I can clip plop down the hallway.
Clip plop around. You're like, catch me, Stan, huh?
I can't go too far in them, and I can't go too fast.
That's why Stan likes them.
So I'm easy to catch. But then again, I'm easy anyway. So.
I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. So
That's right. Well, Bridget, I love you. Say hi to Ellen for me, and maybe I'll see you in Vegas.
I hope so, and thank you for having us on. And yes, please come take a check out on our website and just see what we have. It's a lot of fun, and we really enjoy what we do.
Oh, well, good to talk to you. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, thanks so much. Pleasure to meet you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey.
She's a
wow.
lot of fun, and she's so gorgeous.
Really?
Yeah,
Was
there's
she-
no picture of her online, but she's tall and she's blonde, and she's just got a body that,
Doesn't
keeps
stop.
on going.
Yeah.
And she is just a whole lot of fun.
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
Wow, she seems
And-
like kicks and giggles.
And
yeah.
when I walked around that lingerie show with her, she had these high heels on. I had
She had
a
her-
pair of white clogs, very unsexy. And
You're
even-
clomping around,
And I'm
and she's-
clomping around, and my feet were killing me in the clogs. But she was prancing and dancing in those high heel shoes.
Well,
I'm
she's
like,
got to sell them, Yeah.
oh my nerves. Well,
Well-
Renee, I think we are out of
Oh
time.
my God, where'd the
An
hour go? Huh?
Just flew by.
Oh my God. Well, hey, hopefully our ratings are going to continue to stay where they are, or even
remember,
better.
go to Podomatic.com and
Absolutely.
download us, and you can actually follow us on Podomatic.com.
Absolutely. Well, hey, this was a good time.
Till next time.
That's right.
We're
Woohoo.
living out loud.